Hey everybody, it kicked me off as soon as I clicked that button, and I'm gonna craft around the clock today. It's just not being very nice to me today. Let's see who all hops on. Let me kind of pull you guys back just a little bit there. Okay. There, we quit shaking there. I don't know what's wrong with my light either. Hey Susan. We are gonna make some more IOD ornaments. And like I said, on my page this week, I'm doing all my IOD molds. Hey, Tracy, thank you for sharing me. Hey, Mara, or Marja? I probably said your name wrong. Mara, I think that's how you pronounce it. If I'm wrong, let me know. Hey, Dorothy. We got 45 minutes. Hey, Suzanne. I have already poured a set of ornaments. And normally you would want to paint them white and then put your other paint on it. But I put a coat of Bonding Boss on these because I kind of wanted to see if that would work. And it's like Shar says, you never know until you try. So I'm going to go ahead and smooth my paint here on these. And we're going to pour another set too. I'm going to let those kind of dry natural. And we're going to kind of make these a little vintagey looking, I hope. So I have a measuring cup here that I got from Amazon. I got a package of them. And I'm just going to pour both of mine in here. I'm not going to do anything else but just pour both of these in. I'm really thinking about putting some of these blanks on my website. So I've got to find a place to order a lot of white because I have a lot of clear resin. I should have a lot of white resin. Hey, Arletta. Hey, Mel. So let's see. I think I did 40 and 40 and I had just enough. So let me put in. Let me use this measurement on this side because that's what I used a while ago. Put in part A. I'm going to put in 40. And we'll let these sit. And there with my buttons. There's 40. And then here's 40 of the B. I hate to even look. Oh, thank goodness it did not open up. I would be picking beads up for days. So sorry, I've missed you always. Oh, that's okay, Gail. Uh-oh. Did I get the wrong one? Let me grab another bee. This is the 10-minute one, right? Nope. Nope, that's not the 10 one. Let me see if I can get this one open. That's what I get for not wiping down my pieces. We may just end up making these that I've already got. Now's when I need Jeff over here. Let me see here. Like I said, I've got a lot of white, but I don't have a whole lot of, or a lot of clear. I don't have a whole lot of white. Oh my goodness. You've been sitting outside for hours. Oh, I bet that whenever you have guests over, you always want to just visit and visit. I can get this open. It's just where I didn't wipe it off. One way or another, we're going to get it open. There. That's what I'm looking for. I had my tool box down here. There we go. My hands just aren't very strong anymore. Not very strong. I got it. It's my own fault. I'm going to go up to 80. And these have nice big numbers on them so you can really see them. With their heat tool. Whoops. That was my Pepsi lid. I'll have to wipe these down. I'm really bad about wiping down the tops of my things here. We're going to stir it because right now it's cloudy. Did I get 80? Yeah, I got 80. It's cloudy. We're going to make sure it gets good and clear. Thank you, Gail. I tell you what, it's cold here. And it's raining. And that wind is just awful. It makes it just feel horrible. I've been out here cutting orders, and thank goodness I'm all caught up. It's been one of those days. Let me move this because I'm going to just kind of pour these, and I'm going to move them up. Waiting to catch your flight? Well, safe travels, Carol Ann. Make sure you bring a good sweater because it is cold here. Okay, now it's pretty clear. And those, these come with a whole bunch of little bitty cups. And it comes with some real small craft sticks. Okay. I don't want it to get, I probably should have kept a craft stick here. Let's go ahead and pour this in. I've been doing IOD molds all week long. I love it. I hope I didn't over pour any of these. That's kind of what I usually do. Now, if I wanted to, I could stick these on top and make a full around ornament, but I didn't want to do that. And I'm putting any of my leftover ornaments in this little slab right here because I lacked the other night just a little tiny bit on my little wood slice. And so that's what I've been doing with those. We're going to let that set, let that kind of run and straighten out a little bit. And then I'm just going to toss the cup because you can't reuse these, but they do come in handy. Okay, let's very carefully slide this out of the way. It'll take about 10 minutes for that to go ahead and set up. Let me move my paints out of my way so I don't get it in my resin here. And we're going to do these right here. Hey, Belle's Creative Studio. Let's see, you're in Arkansas, aren't you? I believe. I think Shar told me that you were doing an event a while back. Okay, I'm going to go with this purple, just a bright purple. And we're going to put a little bit of rubbing buff, if I can find my rubbing buff, which is right here. My birds are wanting to fall off because I have them sitting up there. Let me grab my rubbing buff and get it back in there. We're going to do this purple. And this is just that Crafters collection. It's like 49 cents at Hobby Lobby. It's really pretty good paint if you can get a good base coat under it. And I think I'm going to do this one right here, purple. Oh, they are, Sharon. There's really some pretty, pretty molds. And that is sticking pretty good. I'm going to do front and backs of these. Even though the back is flat, I'm going to finish them off. If I don't make a big mess here. I'm not going to do the little top, which I did this one. I hit it. I just need to hold them from the tops. That way I don't hit it. I'm going to put a little bit of my gold, my antique gold rubbing buff on that. Let me get my wipes here so I can just wipe my lid there off, my top off. I think I need to make my rubber band around my wipes a little bit tighter. Okay, let's just kind of dab that off a little bit. And then let's get rid of my fingerprints. We may have to put 2 coats of that on, but that is a really pretty, like a great purple. In April, I'll see what I can get done. As long as it's not during spring break, I'm good because I have my grandkids in spring break. Then I'm going to do this one in a turquoise. You did some and glued them together? Yeah, if you put it in there, like when their resin's wet, you can, they'll seal themselves together and you can slip a little string or wire in between them and make your hanger. Hey, Tony. Okay, I'm going to do this one right here. This is a teal turquoise that I mixed up a whole bunch of acrylic paints because I was tired of having 30 bottles of a teal colored paint. I think this is going to be a pretty one. I like this color. I'm going to hold it by that little tiny, this is more of a chalk paint. I think I put some calcium carbonate in these. And that is a really pretty turquoise color. And I'm just keeping my brushes here because I'm going to use them to do the backs. And let's set these open ones out of the way. And then I'm going to do one red. I'm going to do one red. I even broke out some new brushes today. Let's do this one red. I have a little teeny tiny little over pour right there. I'm going to just snip that off. Let's see if I'm on at 2:15. I've got until 3 o'clock. They are cute, Judy. They are cute. A itty bitty little piece of hard paint right there. And I picked up some green while I did that. And that's what I get for putting my paintbrush all the way down in my paint. And I didn't want to have to pull out a whole bunch of stuff, and I didn't bring a paper plate over here. Let's just go ahead and paint this up. We're going to dry these. And those others are getting pretty white. Closer to Christmas, I'm going to do some necklaces for my daughters and my granddaughters. I may do those live, except they may see them, so I may have to do it on a short video. My granddaughters wouldn't see it, but my daughters would. Go right up to that little top there. Make sure I get my sides done. That's the third one. That is a pretty Christmas red. Okay, you find another little empty hole there. And then on the other one, I've kind of thought about doing it a teal color. Not teal, it's that Tiffany blue color. And then I've got like a nautical navy color one. And so I'm kind of leaning toward that nautical navy one. Oh, goodness. I hate he's got a migraine, Crystal. Those are miserable. Look at all the paint I got on me. So I'm thinking about doing it. This one right here. It's a navy blue. But then I thought about doing it that Grinch green. Oh, that's okay, Jeannie. That's more important. And so instead of doing it that blue, I'm going to do it this Grinch green. This was one I got from Plaster Paint. Oh, thank you, Cheryl. That's so sweet of you. Hey, Glenda, I hope you're staying warm down there at Barron. Oh, I like that. I like that color. Okay, here's the hanger on this one. We're going to give these 2 coats. This one and that one's going to need 2 coats, but this one, it may not. I like that Grinch. That is a pretty green. Pretty green. Last night I started looking at birds when I did that bird IOD, or bird, not IOD, it was a Prima mold. And I think I was thinking about the green finches, but then I was thinking about the little parakeet too. Somebody mentioned parakeet and I said no, but when I started looking at the ones, I saw one that's kind of what I was thinking about. This may have to have 2 coats too. That's okay, we got plenty of time. Plenty of time to do 6 ornaments. I have some velvet ribbon up in my craft room that I saw yesterday, and I wished I'd brought it down. And I thought I'd put that on these. It's just a really thin ribbon. So I'm going to probably get it and put it on here if I don't put a wire. Isn't that a pretty? Let me turn it around here for you. Isn't that a pretty color? That has a little bit of a color to it. I'm going to come back over here and grab my purple brush. And I think I have enough paint here in the lid to give this front a second coat. Oh, it is, Judy. I love to make homemade ornaments. In fact, I'm going to do it on my YouTube channel. I'm going to have about 6 new ones here in a week or so. There'll be 6 in one setting. Okay, that looks good with the second coat. We'll have to do the back too. And then let's go ahead and get this turquoise. Just get it out of the lid. Let's give that another coat real quick. It's not too bad, but it just needs a little bit. And I'm going to dry these just real quick. Oh, those are pretty. Melting my little board here, my little plastic. Let's go ahead and put another coat of green. Just a real quick coat of green. And I may not get the backs done today, but we're going to get all of the fronts at least done. Gosh, that is so pretty. I don't know why I like that. Like I said, I'm not a green person, but I really like that green. Let me get my red brush. For some reason, I get red all over me. Let's give this one more coat. Let me get what's in my lid there. And I'll do the backs the same way I do the front. I'll give them a couple coats. Okay. Let me move one of these brushes and put them in my water there. There we go. Like I said, I'm bound and determined to get rid of me. Jeff just took some packages to the mailbox and then he's headed to the church. And I asked him if he would please go get me a cherry limeade and bring it back to me. And he is, thank goodness, because I'm a little on the dehydrated side. I'm just barely closing these. I may get myself in trouble. Be safe, Lynn. Make sure you bring a jacket. Because, I mean, it's not like freezing cold, but it's cold enough if you get wet. Hey, Jackie, how are you doing? No, Tony, it came from Plaster Paint. It's one of their paints. They have a Grinch green and they have a dragon green, and I couldn't find my dragon green. But I'm going to make a dragon green one up because it's like a dark emerald green. Tony, are you going to be able to go Saturday? Okay. Now, I am just going to use my Spanish copper for my top. Yeah, Lynn's going to be in Muskogee. Lynn, Carol Ann, Beth Edgman will be there. Anna's going to be there. Summer's going to be there. Oh, good. I'm glad you got a jacket because it's cold. This might be a little bit too dark for this, but it's almost like it's a antique-y color. Let me kind of get it down there in those little cracks. And do the top. And then let's get a little paper towel and kind of buff it a little bit. It is a pretty green, isn't it? And I'm going to just kind of buff that a little bit. And there's that one right there. Isn't that cute? Yeah. Yeah, Sheila's going to pick you guys up, isn't she? Can I get that one? Cover up that purple that I had on there. I thought about putting a gold plate on there, but then I thought it's going to kind of look like those ornaments that you get from Hobby Lobby that's got that gold plasticky looking top. That was pretty right there. I just kind of wanted to have a darker top. And it is a metallic. Oh, there's my cherry limeade.
Your cherry limeade? This is my cherry limeade. Go get your own.
I had to put something in there to block that door to stay shut.
Yeah. Well, that wind's so strong.
You get back here without breaking your neck?
So far.
Thank you.
All right. There we go.
Okay. Oh, that's tart.
Told me I had extra cherry.
Oh, they did.
I got in. I may not get out.
That's it. If you get in here, you can't get out. Unless you know the right way to go. And there's that pretty red one. Hey, Michelle.
You say something?
No.
Okay.
I'm live. Okay. Let's kind of wipe these down a little bit. And we've still got 22 minutes. We're doing good. I'm going to set these aside. Move that out of the way. And these right here are all ready to go. And I'm doing these all in a metallic. I'm not going to put the bonding boss on these. I'm going to see how that metallic does. I bought this metallic off of Amazon, and it's U.S. Art Supply. This is an antique bronze. This one is a deep brown metallic pearl. This one is a it's gunmetal pearl. And this one is coffee brown metal. So we're going to do those. That red does look velvety, doesn't it? So we're going to do these. I'm going to do the, what did I say this one was? This one is a coffee brown metallic. That almost looks like a light bronzy color. Let's do this one. Yeah, I didn't think about it, but the red one does look kind of bronzy, or kind of velvety. This is going to take 2 coats. I already tell it. I probably should have painted them. So we're going to put bonding boss on those other 3. Oops, that's way too much, way too much, way too much. I'm going to set it right there so I can get it in a minute. That's the one thing about having these little pads. You can, if you got too much paint, you can just put it here on your little pad and you can go back and dip into it. Now this would have made a pretty top. This color would. Hey, Sheena Gore. I hope you're trying to stay warm today because it's cold. I had to turn my heat on out here in the building because I didn't want my chiller to decide to quit on me. Hey, Tracy. It's a metallic. It says it's a metallic. So let's do this one right here. I'm going to put this bonding gloss on these because I think it did help. I don't want to have to paint them, but I think it did help. All that does is just kind of give you a grit to your ornaments. Okay, got that one done. I'm just going to put a quick coat of this on. And then I'm going to, whoops, that wasn't too smart. Then I'm going to just kind of dab it on that little topper. I'm glad I didn't put that up. Because lots of times you do want to paint white underneath it, and that way your paint will stick to them. Hey, Debbie from Secondhand Treasures. I've been trying to go to Craft on the Clock and share everybody over to our Creators Depot. Some days I do better than other days. Okay, let's go ahead and put that in some water. And let's dry this right here. I'm going to pick it up so I don't melt the thing. What made the ornaments out of? Tina, they're made out of the, I'll show you here in just a second. Made out of the alumite resin, the fast ornaments. The fast cast is like a 10-minute dry time. The clear is usually like a 40-minute working time, and it takes several hours for it to dry. I like the illuminating one. What did I got some of that stuff on these. I'll be darned. It's on my finger. Look at that. I had some of this on my finger, and I got it on my ornament. And I bet I can't get it off. Boy, isn't that something? Well, a little bit off. We'll let that dry. Okay, let's go ahead and do the gunmetal gray. Yeah, I've been trying to, I auto-approved a lot of crafters. And so I'm trying to get caught up on the depot because there's so many crafters in our depot that I try to get them all where they can that pre-approve them. Ooh, that's a pretty, that almost looks like a blue. That is pretty. Those little things don't want to stand. This is kind of sticking a little bit better. You'll still need 2 coats, but it's not like sliding off of it. Let me hold it right here. That's a pretty, it's almost, it says it's gunmetal pearl. Yeah, pearl. That's a pretty color. It reminds me kind of an old blue. Let me try a little tiny bit. That's just a pretty color. I really wish you could see these in person. They just, sometimes these colors don't look the same on our computer or on your phone. And in person, they take on a different color. That may take 2 coats, but I think we got a good base coat on it. That's pretty. Really pretty. Isn't it pretty? It's just it came in a box. I think there was either 10 or 12 colors. And it wasn't that expensive. Which one of these is darker? Let's do this on this one since I got some of that paint on there. But they weren't that expensive. I want to say maybe like $12 for the whole thing. And I've had them for a while. I just haven't, I've used some of them and I haven't used some of them. That is bronze. I don't care what that says. That is bronze. Deep brown metallic pearl. That's a bronze color. This feels a little thicker. That is bronze. I don't care what the package says. That is a pretty bronzy color. Isn't that pretty? That is pretty. It's pretty. Pretty colors. Yeah, Scrappy sells some molds. I think she probably has some in stock. And then I think my affiliate, Decoupage Central, also has some of the molds. I think they've still got these molds. Isn't that a pretty? That, to me, that is a bronze color. If there's not, that is a bronze color. That is a pretty color. I don't think that's going to need a second coat. I don't know what I did with my lid, so I'm going to set it right there. And then this last one we're going to do, I got a big brush for a little ornament. Let me find a smaller brush. This one is called Antique Bronze. Antique Bronze. Hey, Cheryl Mish. You didn't get notification. I tell you what, sometimes they kick you off. I would go check and make sure you're still following. I've had to do that on several people that I started missing them, and sure enough, if I went and checked, Facebook has unfollowed me for some reason. So always double check your favorite crafters if you don't see them for a while, because I promise you they're on. You've just been kicked to that unfollowing tab. And I've noticed that anytime there's an update, I don't think I'm going to put any transfers on them. I thought about it, but I didn't grab any out. If I do, I'll do a short video with them. That is really pretty. I'm going to go back real quick. I need to put these lids on these. I don't know what I did with the lids. I'm going to go back and put another coat of this on. And this was the coffee. And I have some right here. Here's my coffee brush. And let's put that back on there. And just get a second coat on. I'm just taking what I have here on my board that I took off the first time. These would be pretty with an IOD form on them, though. But I may do that for my short video in the morning. These paints, these right here came from Amazon. The Grinch Green came from Plaster Paint, and I do have affiliates to both the IODs and the paint. Okay, let's do this one. Is this one right here? Let me dry this just a little bit. Yeah, I got it from Amazon. It does go on smooth. And really, it's not that much too muddled looking. I think the resin kind of soaks it up just a little bit and makes it a little blotchy. Like some places will take a little quicker than others. But I think that's going to be okay. I didn't grab any. Whoops. Lisa, you got way too much. Get some of that back in there. I'll just do some on my back if I've got too much. Gosh, that just looks like that's just beautiful. I may have to go through some of my transfers. But just watch for a short video because I may do that. I may stick it on there this afternoon. I don't know what I do with all my lids. That one looks good. That one looks good. Let's go ahead and put a little bit on this one right here. Just going to grab me a new brush because I don't know. Oh, that's what I had my stuff on. Let's put one more coat on this one. And we're going to dry these just real quick. That almost looks like a proper penny. Hey, Amanda. That one's hot. Ooh, that's hot. It does, Johnny? I'll have to go fix that. I wished I was still on vacation in Maine, but no, I'm not. I didn't realize I hadn't taken that off. Thank you. Didn't realize that at all. We've got 8 minutes here, guys. Let me at least put the lid on that. And I think I'm going to use an antique gold on these. We'll just use antique gold. I'm going to just get an old brush here. It kind of matches those. So let's do an antique gold on this one. I could have did a silver. And that just peeled right off with my thumb. Look at that. I probably didn't have that dry enough. Let's do an antique gold with this one. We're going to fix that one. My fingers are a little bit sticky. I may have peeled it off. Let me just do my fingers here. Sometimes fingers is your best thing to do these with. Okay, there's that one right there. That one looks pretty with that gold. This one, though, it's the wrong color. There, that's not so noticeable now. We'll let that one sit. And let's get a different color for this. I have a black. I think I'll do a black on them. The small ornament. This kind of reminds me of like the old-fashioned Christmas lights. That doesn't surprise me that I don't have paint everywhere. That's usually what I do. Let's just use a black. Oh, I like that black. That black looks good with that gold. Ooh, that's pretty. Look at the black with that. Look at the black with that. Isn't that pretty? It's kind of a metallic black. I think I'm going to do black on that one too. Just take it, do black on it. It's a nice thing. You can just change these up. I may have to get me some wire. I think wire would look better with these, some old wire. Let's change this one up. Let's do this one black. I think doing this one black will set it off a little bit more. That looks a lot better. Okay, that one looks a lot better with that darker looking top. Let's put our stuff up here so we don't lose it. That's my middle name right here, is losing it. Could you put that paint in your Amazon store? Yeah, I sure can. I sure can. But yeah, it's a really good paint. Really good paint. Let me just get these up because I'm going to do something with some of that rub and buff on these painted ornaments. And I'll probably put a transfer on these right here, the metallics. But on these, I saw one when I went to Maine. There was a girl. She sold IOD out of a storefront. And she had the cutest ornaments up there. And there were these, similar to these. I'm going to take just what I've got here on my finger. I think I want to get a lighter one. That's kind of dark. I put these up and I take them out and put them up and take them out. Let's do this one. It's a gold leaf. She took these and she's kind of like went down and just had just some different areas where she just took them and just had little bitty wispy places on them. I'm watching my time there. I got 3 minutes. I think I'm going to take this rub and buff here and just highlight those little areas on that little thing there. But it was just pretty how she had just little lines rubbed in it. And then she did her outside edges just lightly. I wanted to go back there, but I didn't. But we're going to go back there this summer. So I just got just a little bit of the rub and buff on here. I got a bigger spot there that I started out. But it ends up being a really cute, just real simple looking ornament. Then I'm going to take this turquoise one. This one I can go with a little darker color. And I'll go ahead and use that one I had. This is the Spanish copper. I'll have to go in and wash my hands with some awesome cleaner because I'll never get the stuff off of my fingers. Let's take a little bit of that lighter color and highlight our little topper. Just put a little bit of color on them. You can still go back and put a rub-on them, and that'll just give a little bit of interest to it. I may put rub-ons on all of these. I think I'll just use this one and go around my edges a little bit. Nothing big. This is a small little ornament. But I will take some of that and highlight my tops a little bit. I think I'll go ahead and highlight these tops right here just a little bit with what's on my finger. Even though it's a black undertone. I know I get a little heavy-handed too. But sometimes your finger's just the best thing you got. Well, guys, it is 3 o'clock. Hop on over to Craft Around the Clock. There'll be another crafter come on here in a few minutes. And you don't want to miss anything that they do today. Have a great evening, everybody. And I'll see you guys all later. Goodbye, everybody.